Let's be honest, we've all done stupid things when riding our bikes before. That's not a big deal, but doing this over and over again is a big problem that can hurt you or other people on the road. Here are 15 of the worst riding habits you need to break in 2025. Number 15. Revving your bike at stoplights. Movies and social media make it look like revving your bike looks cool, and maybe you love the sound of your exhaust. It's deep, it's loud, and it makes your bike feel alive. But doing it while you're not moving, it's just unnecessary. You're not impressing anyone, and in fact, you might be drawing the kind of attention you don't want, like from cops or annoyed drivers, or someone who's already on edge in traffic. Not to mention, constantly revving the engine while idling just puts extra wear on the bike. Save the noise for the ride. Let the throttle breathe when it actually means something. Next up at number 14, we have riding with one hand. We've all done it at some point, adjusting your helmet strap, scratching your nose, or just cruising one-handed like it's no big deal. But here's the problem. When you ride with only one hand, you instantly cut control in half. If something jumps into your lane or a car suddenly stops, your ability to react smoothly drops big time. You might not have the grip to swerve or brake the way you need to. It's one of those habits that feels casual until it suddenly isn't. Two hands on the bars might not look laid back, but it could be the thing that saves your skin when something unexpected pops up. Number 13. Poor throttle control. This one might not sound dramatic, but it matters. A lot. Having a twitchy wrist or yanking the throttle open like you're drag racing all the time can make your ride feel choppy and unpredictable. Especially in corners or on wet roads. Poor throttle control can break traction and land you in a low side before you even know what happened. The smoother you are on the throttle, the more balanced and confident the bike feels. That connection between your hand and the engine, it's not just about speed, it's about finesse. Think of it like dancing with the bike. You want to lead with grace, not with a jerk. Coming in at number 12, we have bad clutch usage. The clutch is your best friend when you use it right, and your worst enemy when you don't. Beginners often ride the clutch, meaning they half engage it for way too long, which wears it out fast. Others might dump it too quickly when starting off, causing that embarrassing stall right in front of everyone at the light. Then there's the rough, clunky shifts that come from not matching your clutch release with throttle input. It's all part of the learning curve, but it's a curve worth mastering. Once you get a feel for the friction zone and learn how to work the clutch smoothly, everything about riding feels better. Gear changes, slow maneuvers, even takeoffs at hills. Smooth clutch work separates the rookies from the riders who truly know their machine. Next up at number 11 is not covering the clutch and brake in traffic. When you're riding in heavy traffic, everything's unpredictable. Someone could cut you off, a car door might swing open, the guy in front of you could slam on his brakes for no reason at all. In those tight, chaotic situations, not having your fingers resting on the clutch and front brake is like walking a tightrope without a safety net. Covering your controls doesn't mean you're panicking, it means you're prepared. Just resting two fingers on the brake lever and clutch lever lets you react instantly. If you have to think, then react, then squeeze, that delay could be all it takes for something to go sideways. It's a small habit that makes a massive difference. Think of it like riding with your guard up. You're still cruising, still relaxed, but you're ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. At number 10, we have forgetting to cancel your turn signal. This one's a classic. Almost every rider has done it, and if we're being honest, it usually happens when you're feeling good, in the zone, not thinking about the little things. You make a turn, merge, or pass someone, and you forget to cancel the blinker. No big deal, right? Until someone behind you thinks you're about to turn again, or move into their lane, and either hesitates or makes a move that puts both of you in danger. Unlike cars, most motorcycles don't auto-cancel turn signals, so when you leave that blinker on, it sends a false message to everyone around you. It's not just confusing, it's dangerous. Other drivers start predicting moves you're not making, and that leads to sketchy situations. The fix? Just make it a habit. Every time you complete a turn or lane change, give that switch a quick press. Over time, it becomes muscle memory. At the 9th spot is putting the bike in neutral at stoplights. It might feel more relaxed to pop into neutral when you're stopped at a red light. Your hand gets a little break, the bike sits there quietly, and you zone out for a second. But here's the thing. Zoning out is the last thing you should be doing when you're the most vulnerable. When you're stopped, you're stationary, and if something's coming at you, like a distracted driver who doesn't see you, you need to move now, not after fumbling to get back into first gear. Keeping the bike in gear doesn't mean you're always going to make a quick getaway. It just gives you the option. You can hold the clutch in, glance in your mirrors, and be ready to launch forward if something looks sketchy. Number 8, we have riding too close to cars. Riding too close to the vehicle in front of you, especially in traffic or on the highway, is a gamble you just don't need to take. It shortens your reaction time, limits your visibility, and puts you way too close to danger if something unexpected happens. Cars can brake hard. Debris can fly up from their tires. Heck, someone could drop a ladder out of a pickup truck. If you're hugging their bumper, you'll never see it coming. Keeping a safe following distance isn't just about reaction time. It's about giving yourself space to see and think. The more distance you have, the better you can read the flow of traffic, spot hazards early, and avoid getting boxed in. And honestly, most drivers don't even realize how dangerous it is for you to be right in their tail. They're just driving like normal. So it's on you to manage the space around your bike. If you're enjoying the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to stay up to date with my latest videos. Next up at number 7 is not looking far enough ahead. It's easy to get locked into what's happening just a few feet in front of your front tire, especially when you're riding through busy streets or twisty back roads. But here's the deal. Your motorcycle goes where your eyes go. If your eyes are glued to the ground, your reaction time shrinks to almost nothing. Not looking far enough ahead means you're constantly reacting instead of planning. You miss clues like brake lights up the road, sharp curves, potholes, or that car creeping out of a driveway. It turns your ride into a series of mini emergencies. Instead, try to lift your vision a little. Keep your eyes moving, look through the turn, and scan intersections early. When you start thinking 1 or 2 moves ahead instead of just reacting, riding becomes a whole different experience. You're not just surviving the road, you're mastering it. The 6th spot goes to overusing the rear brake. The rear brake can be helpful in low-speed situations, parking lots, U-turns, riding downhill, but too many riders lean on it way more than they should. Especially during panic stops or emergency braking, jamming that rear pedal can lock up the wheel and send you into a skid, or worse, a low side and the surface is slick. Motorcycles get the majority of their braking power from the front brake. That's where the real stopping force lives. But it takes finesse, not a handful of front brake and a stomp on the rear. When you overuse the rear brake, you not only slow down inefficiently, but you also risk destabilizing the whole bike. It's like trying to steer a boat by dragging an anchor. Instead, practice smooth, progressive front brake input with light rear brake support when needed. The goal is balance. You want to slow down with control, not with fear. The more comfortable you get with the front brake, the more confidence you'll have when you really need to stop fast. At number 5, we have Overreliance on rider aids. Modern bikes are packed with tech. ABS, traction control, ride modes, even cornering ABS and quick shifters. It's awesome. But here's the trap. When riders start leaning on these electronics instead of developing real skills, they're setting themselves up for a false sense of security. These systems are there to assist you, not to do the riding for you. ABS can't override bad brake timing. Traction control can't save you if your body position is all wrong mid-turn. And ride modes don't mean you can forget about throttle control. The moment you hit gravel, wet roads, or a tight corner where the system can't keep up, you'll wish you had the fundamentals locked down. Take the time to really learn your bike. Feel what it's doing, understand how it reacts, and don't assume the electronics have your back 100% of the time. Because when tech fails or gets overwhelmed, your instincts are what matter most. Number 4 is not wearing proper gear. You've probably heard this 1,000 times, and I'll still repeat it again. Riding without proper gear is like skydiving with a cheap parachute. Sure, you might be fine, until you're not. And when you're not, it gets ugly fast. Some people throw on a t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers because they think it's just a short ride, and because it's hot out. But asphalt doesn't care if you're only going 30 miles per hour. A fall at any speed can shred skin, snap bones, and cause injuries that last a lifetime. And don't even get me started on riders without helmets. It only takes one impact to change everything. The gear doesn't have to be bulky or uncomfortable. These days, you've got lightweight, breathable options that still offer serious protection. Textile jackets with armor, armored riding jeans, gloves with sliders, proper boots, all of it matters. At our 3rd spot is stopping in the middle of a turn. This one's a real heart stopper because it usually comes from panic. You're mid-corner, maybe it's tighter than you expected, or there's some gravel, or a car edges into your lane, and the instinct is to slam on the brakes and come to a halt. But here's the thing, motorcycles hate stopping while leaning. When you try to brake hard or stop in the middle of a turn, the bike stands up abruptly, and you either run wide into traffic, or worse, you low-side and hit the ground. In most cases, the better move is to trust the lean, hold your line, and maybe roll off the throttle slightly to scrub some speed. If you're looking through the turn and keeping a steady throttle, your bike can handle way more than you think. But if you freeze and hit the brakes mid-lean, you're asking for a slide. The best habit to build here is confidence. Look where you want to go, stay smooth, and practice turning until it feels second nature. The goal is to ride through the unexpected, not to come to a stop in the middle of it. Next up at number 2, we have riding beyond your skill level. This is the one that catches so many people off guard, especially newer riders or those jumping onto more powerful bikes. Maybe you're riding with a group and the pace picks up, or you're on a twisty road and you want to lean a little harder. Or maybe you just want to see what the throttle can really do. But here's the cold truth you need to know. Pushing past your skill level is one of the fastest ways to crash. Riding isn't just about how fast your bike is, it's about how much control you have at any given moment. Can you stop quickly and cleanly? Can you handle a tight turn without panicking? Can you avoid a hazard without freezing up? When you ride past your limits, your brain gets overloaded and everything starts to fall apart. Your throttle control, braking, body position. Instead of pushing hard to keep up or show off, ride at your own pace. Your skill level will grow naturally with time, but only if you respect where you're at. There's no shame in taking it slower. What matters is coming home safe every time. And finally, the number 1 worst riding habit, the one that ties everything together, is riding too aggressively or overconfidently. Whether it's weaving through traffic, tailgating cars, gunning it through red lights, or just thinking, "I've got this," when the situation clearly calls for caution. Overconfidence on a motorcycle is the silent killer. Confidence is great. You need confidence to ride well, but overconfidence leads to arrogance. It tricks you into thinking you're untouchable, or that other drivers will see you and react. The truth is, roads are full of surprises. Gravel, oil patches, distracted drivers, sudden lane changes. You can ride for years without a scare, and then 1 second of cockiness brings everything crashing down. The best riders out there are smooth, alert, and always respectful of the machine and the road. They ride like they've got nothing to prove, because at the end of the day, it's not about looking fast or fearless. It's about making smart decisions every time you fire up the engine. If you're guilty of any of these habits, make sure you stop them so you become a better and more responsible rider. Did I miss out on any other bad habit? Do share them with me in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.